Hello, I'm Jennifer Satya Shapiro. People call me Satya, and I have been a healthcare practitioner for over 25 years now. And one of the things that I do with my patients is I teach them how to do their own blood work. So this video is going to explain how to do that so that you are empowered to take back your health. I was inspired to do this video by the Moss Landing battery fire event that has happened in my community. One of my patients asked if I would put together this video that she could share with her friends and family who were affected by the fires. I do hope this video is helpful for those locally and also those all over the US and perhaps in other countries who also have this option, just to empower you to take back control of your health. First, let's talk about the step-by-step. It's basically the same regardless of what site you're using. There are two things that are going to happen when you choose to go to a website to purchase your lab work. You are going to need to purchase the lab work and download the requisition and print the requisition, and then you're going to need to choose the lab you're going to go to and make an appointment at that lab if you choose to, unless you don't mind waiting when you get there. So when you go through the steps to purchase your lab work, some of the sites actually do require that you choose your lab prior. Just know that some sites use Quest and some sites use LabCorp, and there are a few sites that might use both, but right now most of the sites choose one or the other as their main vendor. So if you have a preference, if you wish to go to Quest or LabCorp, then use the site that correlates with that. And you may need to actually check the labs available on the site to know that. They may not offer that up front, but just know that that is the case and why you sometimes don't see the lab you're looking for on the list when you go to the website. So it's good to check that first if that's a preference of yours. So I'm going to use ultalabtests.com as one just to show you how this works, but this is by no means the only one that I use with patients. What I actually do is try to keep the costs down for my patients. So if I'm looking at specific lab work, I'm going to check a few different sites and see where we can get it the cheapest for them. And sometimes it is a big difference between websites. So I can find, for instance, a blood test for cobalt on one site that's $49, and on another site the same test is $250. So it would be good for you to check around, and also to note that a site that has the cobalt for $250 might have TSH for $20. So it does not mean that's a more expensive site. I don't understand why they do this and why lab work is just not more standard, but sometimes I'll actually have clients purchase requisitions at multiple sites to get the cost down. And again, it can be a significant difference on different sites. So definitely do your homework if cost is something that is important to you. So here is the homepage of ultalabtests.com. Again, this is not the only site. I'm just showing this to you to give you an experience of this that you can then replicate on other sites. Ultalab tests use Quest diagnostics. So if you're looking for LabCorp, that will be a different site. I know a few of these sites, and so below in the notes I'm going to list if it's LabCorp or Quest if I know. And hopefully that'll be helpful, but I'm going to list a bunch of them below. Please know as well, I make no money off of any of this. I'm not looking to make any money off any of this. If I have a code below, it's because I've gotten that from my patients and I'm just sharing that with you. Please know there's no hidden agenda here. I am purely doing this as a public service because I care. So, all right. Let's go to the next page then. Once you are on the home page, we are then going to go to, first I would say find a lab if you want to know if it's Quest or LabCorp, because that will tell you based on the address. And then if you want to look for tests, we can. So just because in my community right now, a lot of people are looking for blood tests for cobalt and manganese and nickel and lithium, I'm going to look for blood work for cobalt. So I just type that into the search bar and here we are. You can see that the first test says blood work for cobalt, and it has the cost next to it, and I can just add that to cart. Now if I go to my shopping cart, I can see that the test is there, and I can go ahead and purchase that test, putting the promotion code that I've offered below in the field if you wish to. And then once you've purchased your test, you will receive an email. That email will then have something called a requisition form for you to download. You download that and you take it to Quest. And I would advise you, if you haven't done blood work for a while, to then go to the Quest lab site and make an appointment online at a convenient time for you. Based on the test you're doing, you might have to fast, so you might want it in the morning, etc. So just figure out what time works for you. And so once you've purchased it here and you've made your appointment, then you just go have the lab work done. When you get the lab work done, you will then get an email saying that your test results have come in. You can then take that email and download the results and take that to your doctor. My patients just email it to me. I have a secure way they can do that. So however you wish to do that. So the process, once again, just to give you a quick step-by-step, is go to the website of your choice, you find your test, you purchase it, you will then get an email with a requisition, you download that requisition, print it, and take that requisition to your lab. If you wish to make an appointment for your lab work, you just go to the website of the lab that you're going to, be it Quest or LabCorp, usually in the US, and you will then make an appointment for your lab work. You then go get your lab work done. You take that requisition with you, you hand it to the person you're getting the lab work from, and they will take that as payment for your lab work. So there's nothing else you need to do. You don't need anything from your doctor directly. Purchasing your lab work on these websites, that requisition is the same as a requisition that you get from your doctor. And so you then go to Quest or LabCorp, you get your lab work done, and when the results come in, that you will get an email for that lab work. So of course, always make sure you're giving a valid email. You will get an email for that lab work, and you can then either print that or send that to your doctor to go through it with them. So that is how you get your own lab work. And again, I'm going to offer some sites that I've used before with patients below. And I hope this was useful. Blessings and good health.